Hello. How you doing today? This is Dr. Keith, the Vegan Naturopath, with another quick wellness news nugget. Here's another one from CNN, and it's entitled, "Too much heat in the kitchen may increase your risk of heart disease." And actually, this is something that's not specifically new. It's been known for a while that heating foods too hot can change and especially when you're cooking with oil, it can change the molecular structure essentially of the oil and make an oil that would normally be healthy carcinogenic. But this study goes a little bit further. It says that as it says here, it says if you're a fan of a well-seared steak or a crisp fried samosa, you may need to pace yourself, as a new study has found that you could be increasing your risk of heart disease. And the article points out that this new study published on Wednesday in the journal Nutrition shows that it may be the temperature we're cooking our food, and that's the real problem, not the amount of oil that we're using. When food is heated up, it says, to a high temperature, new compounds are created, and some of them are known to be harmful to health, said Raj Bofal, professor of public health at the University of Edinburgh, who led the research. He says this is not to do with frying, it's more to do with the cooking process with the temperature. He goes on to point out, as I just said, when foods are cooked at high temperatures, they release chemicals known as neoform contaminants, or NFCs. This group includes trans fatty acids, or trans fats, that are known to increase the risk of heart disease. They quote the author of the study. He says, when the temperature is high, trans fats are produced at a very high rate. The researchers, the article says, believe cuisines that typically involve cooking foods in hot oil at high temperatures may explain why higher rates of heart disease are seen in certain populations, such as among people of South Asian descent. It says that South Asians, including residents of Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, and Sri Lanka, have a 4 times greater risk of heart disease than the general population. He goes on to say further that in Scotland, the highest rates of heart attacks are in the Pakistani population. He said, referring to one of his earlier studies, the next group are Indians. At the bottom of the list were the Chinese. He said that the Chinese were way down at the bottom. And he goes on to point out further in the article how they don't cook their foods at the high temperatures in the oil. They do a lot of boiling. He also says in the Chinese snacks there are virtually no trans fatty acids, less than 1% in some cases, he says, where in the Indian snacks there are vast amounts. He says he believes the difference comes down to Chinese meals including more boiled foods, lightly fried items, and stir fries, whereas Indian cooking entails longer, deeper frying of foods and the use of pressure cookers. He says the emphasis is on temperature. He says this study shows that by heating and frying you can change what appear to be perfectly healthy oils and make them unhealthy. This is a quote from Michael Miller, professor of cardiovascular medicine at the University of Maryland Medical Center. He was actually not involved in this specific research, but by unhealthy he means the creation of these chemical byproducts such as trans fats. Heart disease can manifest if you then reuse oils that have been boiled. So again, this is a study. You can read this article. There's more to it, but I like to keep these as short as possible. This is again on CNN.com. Too much heat in the kitchen may increase your risk of heart disease. And you can read the entire article. This has been Dr. Keith, the Vegan Naturopath, Dr. Keith Henry. Be sure to subscribe, comment, like, whether you agree or disagree. Thanks for listening. Until next time, have a blessed day.